Welcome to another edition of IMO Sports with Pedro Justice. Well, by now you know that Canelo Alvarez is suing DAZN, Oscar De La Hoya, and Golden Boy Promotions for breach of contract of the $365 million deal that they had. Now, we were made to believe that the deal was exclusive between Canelo and DAZN, the biggest contract in history and all of these things. But in reality, Canelo is signed to Golden Boy Promotions, not to DAZN. And Golden Boy Promotions has a deal with DAZN where Oscar De La Hoya gets a $40 million licensing fee from DAZN to throw a Golden Boy Promotions event. In that, Oscar De La Hoya will pay Canelo $35 million for 10 fights, and DAZN will pay Canelo $15 million for the Rocky Fielding fight. That's basically what the deal is. That's what he got out of it. So out of the $40 million, Oscar De La Hoya pockets $5 million, and then the other $35 goes to one Canelo Alvarez. So with this deal, we were led to believe that it's $365 million, 11 fights, everything is peachy keen, Canelo's making bank, and everything is perfect. When in reality, he's signed to Golden Boy Promotions. And that is the reason why in the deal, it has Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. Now, I have here the actual lawsuit right here, and I will scroll through each page so that you can see this for yourself. So we have the Maloney firm, and I'll let you read these things here. And look at everybody listed. Santos Sol Alvarez and his Inc. company that he has are the plaintiffs, and the defendants are DAZN North America Media, Golden Boy Promotions LLC, Golden Boy Promotions Inc., and Oscar De La Hoya for breach of contract. And he has to list all of these people because he's going through Oscar, who promised him something, who has a deal with DAZN. And so he has to cover all of his bases. So this is like 24 pages. So I'll give you a moment to look at this while I'm still talking. As we know, it was reported on October 17th, 2018. See, here is, I want to quickly go here. It says courtesy of Oscar De La Hoya, meaning that he provided this picture for the media so that you could see that he's signing to DAZN, when in actuality, he was just really signing to Golden Boy Promotions deal. So back to the lawsuit. I'll scroll down some more. Here we go. You just look at that. They're putting in all the language. He's the richest guaranteed contract in sports history. So that is very exciting. Moments later, skipper. So basically, they're going chronologically through what was told to him and how this is an actual breach of contract. That is the reason why Canelo Alvarez's team is spelling this out for you here in this lawsuit. These are the lawsuit documents that you are reading. It was filed on September 8th, 2020. And so far we're on page 4. So let's go ahead to page 5. This is page 5 of the document. And so it's a lot of languages, and it's filed in Los Angeles. So they know what they're doing. I'm bringing this to you exclusively because I don't think anyone else has shown you the actual documents. So I'm just trying to bring you coverage so that you can be informed. And so when you do your videos for your channel, you know where to go and get the information and talk about it and discuss it. And so I know a lot of people are asking, why is he suing Oscar De La Hoya and not just DAZN? It's because it's a promotion company. Golden Boy Promotions is who he signed to. And Oscar promised him the money. Here on this page, you can see the breakdown of what he got with the, as I explained earlier, $15 million for a Rocky Fielding fight and $35 million for each bout of 10 bouts. And so it just explains everything basically. All the things that we were talking about is explained here. And then the Triple G fight. And so it's just telling you, here's how they breach. It says bouts and defendants breaches. And so on this page 8, this is where it's telling you how they breached it. Alvarez announced on Twitter. I'll let you read those things yourself. And Danny Jacobs. So he's showing you how I'm fighting people. And so if I continue to fight people that you think is someone, and now I want to fight this person, what's going on? And then that brings you to page 9 where the actual complaint is. And then he's saying the spring of 2019. And here it is right here listed for you. So I'm going to go through all 24 pages just so you have this information. If you want to share this video, please do so. And then that way you don't have to look through the pages yourself on your own, or you can. It's up to you what you want to do, screenshot things of that nature. And so basically it's just Canelo and his team. They're laying out what happened, what went wrong due to COVID-19. This is what I'm doing now. Because of this, this is what I'm doing. Here are the things I'm doing. This is the COVID-19 era. So things are going to be a little different, but you still need to hold up your end of the bargaining. It says when Golden Boy Promotions and Alvarez proposed opponents, DAZN refused to confirm that it was prepared to broadcast the September 2020 bout, or it would pay the contracted $40 million licensing fee, which you know, Canelo gets $35 million. So he's putting this in here. That's why he has to include Golden Boy Promotions, because he was promised by Oscar and Golden Boy, who were then promised by DAZN to receive the funds he should receive. So he's telling you IP and stock and all these things to plead his case, to let you know that I should be getting paid. So that's why I'm going through this going through this lawsuit documents so that you can see this. This is the case. These are the documents. We're on page 13. We're going to go to page 14, where he's just telling you, here's what's happening. The behavior and breaches of Golden Boy Promotions Promotions and cannot simply be cast on DAZN's failure to pay its license fee. In the Alvarez contract, Golden Boy Promotions and De La Hoya personally committed to make the guaranteed payments. So basically, Canelo is saying, I don't care what DAZN's talking about, Oscar. Oscar, you better go ahead and pay me my money. That's between you and him, but somebody's going to pay me my money. And now, as you know, the WBC is trying to have a fight, because that's the sanctioning body that wants to put on a fight. So they're going to have a purse bid, and that's where Al Heyman and all the other people can get involved. And so Canelo's just saying, hey, man, I want to fight. That's it. And we have a contract. And so the fact that you two are at odds should have nothing to do with me, because I signed with you, Oscar, and you promised to give me the $35 million. And so they're just going through here talking about the fourth cause of action, intentional interference with contract by plaintiffs against DAZN North America and all of the rest of the defendants here. And they're just covering all their bases. They're putting in there everything that happened. DAZN and does conduct prevented Golden Boy Promotions from arranging, promoting, and paying Alvarez for his bouts as required under the Alvarez agreement, which is between Oscar, his Golden Boy Promotions, and Canelo, not DAZN. Not DAZN. So he doesn't care. It's saying you promised Oscar, so you have to pay him, which in turn will get me paid. And so just suing Oscar won't get Canelo paid. He has to include the people who have the bag, which is DAZN. DAZN is getting tight with money right now. They've laid off 2% of their force because it's expensive out here. They didn't know what they were getting into. And with the pandemic, has DAZN really put on a spectacular show since the pandemic? I mean, Dillian White fight would be the only thing I could think of, but I mean, is he exclusive with DAZN? Here we go. Here's the rest of the pages. The 6th cause of action. They're just labeling things out. They're going back over, reiterating things. So it's each defendant. All of you are included. You're going to get this. It says DAZN and does knew or should have known that its acts would prevent Golden Boy Promotions from arranging, promoting, and paying Alvarez for his bouts as required under the agreement. But 90 says, despite the success of Alvarez's 2019 bouts, DAZN and DAZN refused to affirm it would pay its contracted license fee for Alvarez's bouts in 2020 and beyond. Instead, it offered Alvarez and Golden Boy Promotions substantially less than the agreed upon license fee and refused to approve opponents for Alvarez. So basically, in a nutshell, DAZN is, in their mind, is saying that you have to have some quality opponents that we approve of since we're going to broadcast this. And because of the pandemic and all of these things, we might pay you less. But based on the contract that Canelo signed with Golden Boy, I get my money regardless. It's a $40 million to Golden Boy, which of that I get 35. That's all Canelo is saying. Where is my money? Show me my money. And so, as you see, it's basically saying the same things over and over again, but it's because they have to cover all of their bases. And the 103 point, it says DAZN and DAZN were a substantial factor in causing Alvarez harm. Eighth cause of action, fraud, concealment by plaintiffs against Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya. So he's about to get into Oscar. Alvarez incorporates by reference as if fully set forth herein each of the preceding allegations, and it goes through. In 2018, Alvarez and Golden Boy Promotions entered into the Alvarez contract. Other than Mr. Fielding, the Alvarez contract did not require Alvarez to box any specific opponent. Instead, it specified that Alvarez's opponents be mutually selected by Alvarez and Golden Boy Promotions, subject to Alvarez's final approval, not to be unreasonably withheld. So basically, it says the contract did not require Alvarez to select Mr. Golovkin as an opponent in 2019. It's up to Canelo to do that. And it says, in fact, the Alvarez contract required that the bout with Mr. Golovkin would require additional guaranteed payment in excess of $25 million to be separately negotiated. So in this, now we're learning that within that Golden Boy contract, there were other provisions that were just between Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo. And that's furthermore why he is suing Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya, because they had their own deal within this DAZN deal. And that's the nut in a nutshell. That's what it is. Oscar, you promised me something. DAZN, you promised Oscar something. You guys can't pick who I fight. I pick who I fight. We have to mutually agree, but not you, DAZN. Just me and Oscar have to decide. And then DAZN's probably saying, well, Oscar, that's not the deal that we had. If Canelo doesn't pick someone we like, hey, this is not going down. And then, wow, look at this. Woo. At the end, it has a prayer. Wherefore Alvarez prays for relief as follows. For compensatory damages according to proof, including but not limited to the denied guaranteed payments, lost gate revenue, opportunities for ancillary revenue associated with bouts such as sponsorships, apparel revenue of no less than $280 million. Look at this. And then they have a jury demand and a date. And that's it. That is the complaint in a nutshell. Basically, to sum this up, Canelo Alvarez, he wants his money. He does not want to be stood up. He wants his money. He wants his funds. And he's not playing games. Canelo is saying, Oscar, you promised me. We had a deal and we had deals within that deal. And nowhere did I say that DAZN could pick my opponents for me. That was never the case. I didn't sign for that. And that's why in the lawsuit, he has all of these people listed. And so when you see the fact that Oscar De La Hoya is not holding up his end of the bargain, I have to sue you, which is Golden Boy Promotions. And DAZN, you're not holding up your deal with Oscar. Hey, you two figure out, but someone, please give me my $35 million. Plus all the sponsorship money and everything else that I'm currently missing out on. Let me know what you think. Until next time, it's Pedro Justice.